Okay, class, welcome to my lessons. Today we are going to learn tenses and we will finish tenses 7. Okay, exercise 7. Now, before you take out your tenses worksheets, let's have a brief review on what you have learned over the years. Okay, starting from P1. Now, for tense, you can see from this picture, you can see a lot of clocks and watches. So because it means time, okay, and you can also see the Chinese words. So whenever we talk about time in a sentence, sometimes you can see a time phrase, okay, like on Sundays or every day or at 7 o'clock. These are time phrases. But sometimes there is no time phrases, okay, in a sentence. Then what do we do? Okay, how do we know exactly when it happened? Then we refer to tenses. It appears on the verb, okay, on the verb of the sentence. Okay, here is a timeline. You can see in English, we divided time into 3 parts: past, present, and future. All right, so it's easy to understand. Okay, and future. And then for present tense, there are 3 types of present tense. So present continuous, simple present, and present perfect tense. And you've learned present perfect tense in P5 last year, right? Okay, and then for past tense, you have learned past continuous and simple past. For future, you have just learned simple future tense. That means will plus the bare infinitive. If you are smart enough, you would see there are some missing tense types of tenses. For example, for past tense, there is also past perfect. And for future tense, we have future continuous and future perfect, which you will learn in secondary school. Okay, you may come across to some of them when you read English books. But right now, in primary school, we will not focus on the grade ones. Okay, we just focus on the green, on the orange, and also, yes, the green ones. Okay, now let's have a quick recap on present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is about an action that's happening at the moment. Usually you will see the word now. Oh, sorry, you will see the word now, but but from last year, you learned that the word now doesn't always mean present continuous tense. All right, it just means something that is happening now, but it doesn't always mean the continuous. Okay, so I would say at this moment is a better word than now. All right, at this moment means there's something that is really happening. Okay, the moment that we are talking about. For example, now Miss Ho is talking， 係講緊而家呢一刻你做緊嘅嘢。So it must be at this moment. Okay, alright? And the meaning, so you can see here the action that are happening at this moment. The moment that we are talking about. So the form would be is MR plus the verb ing form. So the keywords will be at present, present tense, enjoy, at present, that means now actually, at this moment. They are the same. And then look, listen. So these are the words that imply sudden action. Okay? And then later on you use the word when and while, we will use the ing form, continuous tense, I mean. And then these are some of the example. Let me see. Okay, these are some of the example. Look, 2 birds are singing in the tree. I am watching YouTube at present. Okay, and then the other one would be simple present tense. So the meaning is when you talk about facts or habitual action, present or scheduled activities, then we will use the simple present tense. The form would be he, she, it plus the verb s or es, and then the verb to be would change to is mr. Okay, you learned it in P2 and P5 and P3, so I think you are very familiar with this. The keywords are every day. The word every, of course, is you can replace the day with month or year, every day, every month, every half a year. Okay, you can change it, but the important word would be every. And then usually, often, seldom, or and then on Sundays. Okay, so on and so forth. There are so many more, so you will have to refer to the meaning. If it's a fact, or it's your habit, or it's something that is scheduled. Okay, that means something is fixed. Okay, for example, Miss Ho swims after school on Wednesdays. The weather is very cold when it snows. Okay, so this is the fact. When it snows, it must be cold. It won't be hot. So it is the fact. Okay, and then quickly we move on to present perfect tense. I think you are very familiar with it because you learned it last year. So it's something that happened in the past and then continues up to the present moment and it's just completed. So it's present perfect. Perfect 完成式係嘛？現在完成，即係嚟到而家呢一刻，我完成咗啦，或者嚟到而家呢一刻開始計。做咗幾耐呢？咁樣 Okay, so something that start in the past and then up to the present moment. So the form will be has, have plus a PP, and the keywords will be just, already, yet, since, or for. So these are the examples. You can read with me. Judy has studied Japanese for 3 years. I have been a prefect since primary 4. Okay, simple past. So we now finish present tense. Okay, we finished the present tense, and then now we move on to the past. So for past tense, the meaning very easy. It means something that began and finished in the past. So it's already done in the past, something that happened before. And then the form will be the verb, you add ed or d. So most of the difficult word will be adding ed or d. But the most common word are irregular verbs. So they are more common actually in daily lives. We change the whole word so people can notice it right away that it is a past action. So run will change to ran. Okay, for example. And then you have a very long list at the back of your English book. And then number 3, the form of the verb to be. Okay, in present tense we change it to is mr, but in past tense we change it to was or were. All right, the keywords are ago, for example 2 months ago, last Sunday, the word last, you can say last month, last year, okay, or last a specific day. And then yesterday, or even in a specific year, in 2019, for example. Of course, it's last year, and then we use past tense for that. Examples will be, I joined the English ambassador training last year. Miss Chow was my class teacher when I studied primary 1. Okay, so these are some of the examples for your reference. Simple past is easy, so let's move on to past continuous. Now for past continuous, there are 2 meanings. One can be maybe an interrupted action in the past, so something that happened suddenly, okay, and then you want to indicate that, so you use continuous tense. The second situation is you are talking about 2 actions. They are in parallel, so it means a series of parallel actions. What does it mean? It means at the same time, there are 2 actions in the past happening at the same time, and one is the long action, then we use continuous tense. Okay? So the form would be was, were, plus the verb form ing, while or when. So the examples will be like this, so you can read with me. My grandmother was cooking when I came home from school. The babies were crying while their mother was sleeping. Okay, so you can see these actions happened in the past. Okay, and so we use was, were, plus an ing. And then why do we use past continuous tense, not simple past tense, because you can see there are two actions. Action 1, Grandma was cooking. Action 2, I came home from school. Okay, I came home from school is a very short action, so we use simple past to indicate that. Cooking takes hours, right? So you have to chop, you have to clean, and then you have to cook. So there's a lot of time, okay, spent on cooking. So it's a long action, and we use was, were, ing, past continuous tense, to indicate that it is a long action. The second one is while, okay? It means a series of parallel actions. So they happen at the same times, and both of them are long action. So was crying, probably it cries maybe around 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So it's keep on going and going, right? It non-stop crying. And then mother was sleeping, of course. Even if it's just a nap, and it takes some time, okay, to sleep. Okay, so again, it's a long action. So two action happening at the same time, and it takes some time to finish the action, so we use past continuous tense. Okay, last one. So we finished present, we finished the past. Now the last one would be future tense. So simple future tense, very easy. It's just talk about something that happened in the future, so it not yet, we haven't done it yet. So the form would be will plus the verb, and the verb, make sure no change. Okay, so don't add ing. Okay, and the example, and the keywords will be will, and then next week, the word next, and then in plus a specific year, or tomorrow, or when you see the word hope, or when you see the word will, right? Easy. So what are the examples? For example, now we are in a school suspension right now because of the disaster we have in Hong Kong. So the school will resume in March. So will resume is the future tense. In March, that means something that has not happened yet, right? In the future time. Or you can say yes. Okay, so very easy. So Miss Ho will travel to Japan next year, right? Next year, obviously. That means not now, not this year. I mean next year. That means 2021. So something that has not happened yet. So it's just a future action. Then you use will travel, will resume. Okay, so very easy. So thanks for watching, and then please move on to the second video. Let's do the tenses worksheet number 7 together. I will give you some hint to make sure that you can do it easily. Alright, see you then.